What's up guys, this is your boy Mightner here with another tech video. So if you are a gaming content creator, you have probably faced this annoying problem with OBS Game Capture feature with some games. And let's assume here that the game capture works fine. It just happens that it just doesn't work with that certain game only. What are you gonna do then? Many videos on YouTube have offered a solution which is recording using display capture. If you have tried using display capture with video games recording, we both know that it won't get you the results you wish for. You will experience a lot of FPS drops and lags in your game recordings using display capture or window capture. But we both know that you want the smoothest gaming experience for your viewers, don't you? In short words here, display capture works with recording really old games that require toaster graphics requirements to run. Also, it works with simple games. Display capture is actually intended to record your desktop, not your games. So in most of the cases, display capture doesn't give you the results you want if you want to capture your gameplay. So I got here in this video 2 recordings with OBS for the game Unravel. The first recording using game capture has only recorded sound with a black screen. The second recording using display capture has actually succeeded in recording the game, but the recording itself had lags and FPS drops, even it was a simple recording of the main menu. So imagine, just imagine here, how worse it can get if I recorded the gameplay itself with the display capture. Horrible results. I don't want that, you don't want that. Sadly, at this point, you need to close OBS because OBS has failed. How to record the game then? Well, it's time to go back to the old school way of recording games, Fraps. Download and install Fraps. I will leave you the link to buy Fraps in the description. Sadly, it's not an open source software like OBS, it's a paid software, but since you are a content creator who is watching this, you should buy it as it solves the OBS problem with some games. Fraps is an old school recording software that records your gameplay with high quality, but there is a downside here. Fraps recordings are in uncompressed AVI format, so expect gigantic file sizes. Anyways, let's quickly walk you through Fraps interface and adjust the best settings for recording, then discussing how to deal with the large file sizes issue. First tab is the General tab. It got general options like any software. We don't need to explore it. If you want to modify the general options, do that on your own, as I am focusing here on walking you through the best recording settings for Fraps. The second tab is the FPS tab. In this tab, you can change benchmark settings. Also, you can choose whether you want to hide benchmarks or not. In our case, we want a pure video recording without any benchmarks. So disable benchmarking hotkey and overlay hotkey. Also check hide overlay option and uncheck anything else if it is checked. That's it, we are done with this tab. Third tab is the movies tab, and in here all the action is happening. First, make sure to set a video capture hotkey that doesn't interfere with another key you are using. I have set it to F12. Video capture settings, 60 FPS or set a manual 120 FPS value. Choose full size, always check that, never ever go for half size. I have already tried it, it ruins the video quality. Loop buffer length, don't modify it. Split movie every 4 GB, never check that, completely terrible idea, so leave it unchecked. Sound capture settings, check record Win 7 sound, and of course check stereo. Record external input, check it if you have a mic and you wanna record your voice. If you want pure gameplay recording, leave it unchecked. Uncheck hide mouse cursor in video. Check lock frame rate while recording. Important, very important. Always make sure that this option is checked. Force lossless RGB capture, leave it unchecked. Now it's time to deal with the large file sizes issue. So let's set FPS to 60. I have recorded 1 minute sample recording in 60 FPS here, and the file size here is around 4.6 gigabytes. In other words, when you record in 60 FPS, you record in 4.6 gigabytes per minute. So let's open calculator here to calculate how many gigabytes we need for a 1 hour of gameplay recording in 60 FPS. Let's multiply 4.6 by 60, which is 60 minutes of recording. The result is 276 gigabytes. So 276 gigabytes of free storage are needed to record around 1 hour in 60 FPS using Fraps. So let's set FPS to 120. I have recorded 1 minute sample recording in 120 FPS here, and the file size is around 5.1 gigabytes. In other words, when you record in 120 FPS, you record in 5.1 gigabytes per minute. So let's calculate how many gigabytes we need for a 1 hour of gameplay recording in 120 FPS. Again, let's multiply 5.1 by 60, which is 60 minutes of recording. The result is 306 gigabytes. So 306 gigabytes of free storage are needed to record 1 hour in 120 FPS using Fraps. So make sure to have at least 350 gigabytes of free storage to record safely using Fraps. Then after you record your gameplay, you can use an editing software like Sony Vegas or Premiere Pro, for example, to decrease the file size. One final note here. If Fraps didn't record your gameplay neither, then the game itself has some kind of protection against any hacking software. So let's talk about CSGO, for example. This kind of game is having an anti-cheat built-in system to prevent cheaters from using softwares to detect enemies and stuff like that. So they prohibit any hack application. So basically, if you use OBS Game Capture, it won't work. If you use Fraps, it won't work neither. And if you used any software, it won't work, okay? I'm giving you here a solution for specific games that maybe are not compatible with OBS, so Fraps is an alternative solution in that case. So I hope this video is helpful to you. Now I'm leaving you with a sample of my gameplay recording using Fraps. Thank you for watching.